Where are you watching Texas, Ohio State on Labor Day weekend? Are you going? You gonna be there?
I think we are looking at the idea of going. That might be
looking at the idea.
That might be my. That might be.
You're probable, questionable. Like, what is this? An injury report?
I would say I'm probable.
You're not going to be there for a banner raise?
I don't know for sure yet, but it might wind up being my kid's first game in that stadium.
Oh,
so
boy. Okay.
And so like, we're going to have it's Lee Corso's last game.
Okay.
Right, Lee Corso's last game.
Okay, fine. But I mean, this is it.
I heard you talking about Urban before, which
I mean, he's going to play straight down the middle as he always does.
Like
on
Desmond
Fox
Howard,
when he's at the. Mm-hmm. Yep, pretty much.
He still doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Do people notice? Like, people notice he still doesn't say the word Michigan.
Oh, whatever. It's so childish.
I don't know if people notice that. Like he calls them the Wolverines.
But Urban.
That was his way around it.
I worked the draft with Urban. Okay, he had me on ice for the first day. Okay, and then we warmed up with each other. And as a matter of fact, he kindly called into the program Michigan Ohio State week once upon a time. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But I understand.
It's going to be a wild atmosphere there. I mean, the Arch conversation to me is
what?
I see all this stuff about like this team's lining itself up and that team's lining itself up together. Does anyone think he's declaring?
I don't think so.
If the Saints have the number one pick, he gone.
Hold on a second. Let me just put it this way. Let's get into this here.
Yep.
Because I said the day that Jimmy Haslam was asked about it, I would have counseled Mr. Haslam to have answered the question not by like, well, I know the Mannings, and I think he's going to stay in there. It's like, no, we've got a great quarterback room. We're happy with what we're going to do, and we're not going to have the first overall pick, which is what he's worthy of.
Right.
Like that would have been my answer if I were him. I am not, but they have to win a national championship for him to leave.
And
or it has to be a season where it is so obvious that he's a man among boys and there's nothing else for him to learn there and also they will, by the time he declares, the Manning family will look at the draft
who
order
has the first pick
and make a decision.
Right.
And if you say it's the Saints,
there's no better perfect storyline than him being the Saints quarterback.
But he has to have a season where it is without question.
So
done. Like he doesn't need another year with Sarkisian in college football.
There are a couple of things here. I mean, obviously Peyton and Eli exhausted their college eligibility. That's the obvious thing, that the Manning family has never run from college football.
But I guess that's a different era as well, right? There's no question about it. By the way, we're at the end of the hour for our radio audience. Yep. Before you finish your answer, I want to say thank you in front of the radio audience for being here.
Yeah.
And for those who want to hear Albert's final thoughts on all this, that'll be on our YouTube stream later on, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. Now, Albert, I don't want to cut you off, but go ahead, finish up.
I think the other thing that people don't look at is the history of quarterbacks with 1 year starting. It's not good. Right, like, and
Trubisky, that sort of stuff. You mean?
Yeah, I mean Trey Lance, like it's
Joe Burrow.
It's 2 years. So the threshold.
And don't forget his massively successful tenure at Ohio State, sitting in the quarterback room.
But he was a 1 year wonder.
The threat, but he started for 2 years. So if he comes out after that first year, how does it look? The point is the threshold I've heard is 25 starts. Right, like
not a bad threshold at all.
20. If you should have 25.
Look at Bo Nix. Look at Brock Purdy. Look at that.
Jaden Daniels.
Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the number of college starts has become a really important metric for a lot of people to look at, because the idea is you need to have seen a lot. Mm-hmm. Like you need to have that library built up in your head, and you need to have given it the chance where you put tape out and then teams have a chance to game plan against you. And so now you're seeing different looks and teams are actually specifically attacking you certain ways. So now you're showing that you can come back and attack them with whatever they're throwing at you. There's all of that I think the Manning family is acutely aware of, that what gives the kid the best chance to succeed in the pros is playing enough games in college so he's ready. And so I think there's that piece of it that a lot of people don't pay attention to, that I think is a really, really important piece. And so even if he has a great year, even if he wins a national championship, I think that's part of the equation. And in addition to what you were talking about, which is what team has the first pick. And then I mean, like, look, we still need to see it, right? That's the other part. Is like, I think, and I've talked to a bunch of scouts about him who say he's physically impressive, great kid. Obviously, Cooper did a great job raising him. Him and Quinn Ewer's relationship is a good example of how they're both really good guys. But I think what a lot of people are doing is they are saying, okay, this is Peyton and Eli with wheels. That's like the way a lot of people are thinking, right? And look,
Sure.
do you know how big an assumption that is? That we've seen 2 starts against a directional school and the worst team in the SEC. Not saying Arch isn't going to make it. I think he will. But is that proof that he's going to be Peyton Manning up here?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.